Hello and welcome to the BMC Single Sign-On video on authentication and integration. In this video, you will get an introduction to authentication and integration concepts. Besides, you will also learn the process for authenticating and integrating BMC Remedy Single Sign-On. Introduction.
An organization has several protected resources. In order to restrict access to such resources for unauthorized users, the organization implements authentication protocols. BMC Remedy Single Sign-On supports authentication protocols such as BMC Remedy AR System, SAML version 2, Kerberos, and LDAP. As a first step, the authentication process prompts the user for credentials. The process then matches the credentials with stored information. Only if the information matches, the user is allowed access.
Let us now look at a typical authentication process. The organization has two applications, Helpdesk and ITSM. You will notice the domains used to access these applications. While Helpdesk is accessed by all the employees in the organization, ITSM is meant for only the IT team. The organization implements a BMC Remedy Single Sign-On cluster with multiple servers and a load balancer. Two REMs, REM 1 and REM 2, are created and the Helpdesk and ITSM domains are assigned to these REMs respectively. While REM 1 is configured to use the SAML authentication protocol, REM 2 is configured to use the AR-based authentication. When a user accesses Helpdesk, the user's credentials are authenticated with the details stored at an identity provider. Similarly, the ITSM user is authenticated using an AR user store. You will now see how the authentication process relates to the user interface of BMC Remedy Single Sign-On. From Administration Console, access the REM tab and add the required information. In this screen, you create the REMs and assign domains to them.
You will use this screen to configure SAML authentication for REM 1 and then add information related to the identity provider. You may use the same screen to configure Kerberos authentication as well.
You can configure AR authentication for REM 2 by adding the host and port information of the AR server in this screen.
You will use this screen to configure LDAP authentication for REM 1 and then add information related to LDAP server, bind distinguished name, identity attributes, and transformation details.
Integration allows BMC applications to use the authentication mechanism of Remedy Single Sign-On. The current version of Remedy Single Sign-On can be integrated with BMC Remedy AR System, BMC Remedy Mid Tier, BMC Smart IT, MyIT, and BMC Analytics for BSM. Prior to performing an integration, you may want to refer to the prerequisites provided in the documentation on docs.bmc.com. Let us now look at the integration process. Install Remedy Single Sign-On and BMC application on separate computers. Run the Remedy Single Sign-On installer on the computer where the BMC application is installed. During the integration process, specify the directory path where the BMC application is installed. While integrating with applications other than AR, first use the URL to redirect unauthenticated user requests to Remedy Single Sign-On for authentication, and then the URL for communication between BMC Remedy Single Sign-On and agent. With respect to integration with BMC MyIT, enter the directory path to the BMC MyIT web server and also enter the BMC MyIT user credentials. For further details about configuring for authentication and integrating Remedy Single Sign-On with BMC applications, refer to the documentation mentioned on this slide. Thank you for watching this video.